What's up, everybody? Jordan Clyde here from Clyde's Daily Life. Thank you so much for stopping by my YouTube channel. As today's topic, we're going to be going over what I did to get booked as a virtual assistant in 7 weeks. And by booked, I mean fully booked. Now, if you're not familiar with what a virtual assistant or VA does, it's somebody that does any sort of task for a company virtually, so in your house. So before I go into today's topic, let me go ahead and give you a little background history of why I became a VA. 2015, my family and I opened up our very first restaurant, and we were in the restaurant business until 2019, September 2019 exactly. And we decided that we were going to shut everything down to pursue elsewhere. It was me, my sister, my mom, my dad, my wife, my kids. We just wanted to do other things, and so I knew I wanted to become a virtual assistant. Why? Because it gave me the freedom to work by myself. It gave me the freedom of working from home. And I just wanted that financial freedom of not having to go back to corporate. Now, don't get me wrong, I would go back to corporate if I had to, but I knew that the entrepreneur spirit that I have, I wanted to still continue to work on my own and be my own boss. So September 13th, 2019 was the very last day that our restaurant was open. So what did I do that night? I came home after shedding those tears, cleaning the restaurant for one last time, and opened up my iPhone and said, I'm gonna figure out how I can become a virtual assistant. I watched numerous hours of videos here on YouTube that gave me all kinds of insight and told me the same 5 steps that was on every platform, every YouTube channel I was subscribed to on how to become a virtual assistant. Where those ideas and those tips and tricks were good, I mean, I got up that Monday morning and I decided I'm getting my headshots done. I'm making a portfolio. I'm making a resume and I'm putting myself out there. I'm marketing. I'm co-working or I'm networking. I'm doing anything and everything that I could to get my name out there that I was a virtual assistant and you needed to hire me. So what happened? About 2 weeks in, I had still no clients. Now, me being the breadwinner of the family, I had to make a decision. If I wasn't going to be able to get enough money to pay for my mortgage, pay for our food, I got a beautiful wife and 2 young kiddos to look after and to support, I wasn't going to be able to do this. And I remember one night crying to my wife and telling her, I'm going to go back to corporate because I can't do it. I can't do it. And you know what my wife told me? My wife told me, yeah, but you're an entrepreneur. You're a serial entrepreneur. If I know anybody can do it, you can do it. So that night I went to bed and dreamt all night and woke up the next morning with a purpose. I was going to figure out how I could get myself booked. Not booked with one client, but fully booked. So what I did is I went ahead and thought about if you were starting a new business, what would you do? What are you doing wrong? What is one thing that you are not thinking about that everybody has told you that you should do this and that, and they've given you all this advice, but how can you make it work for you? So I got up and I went on my computer and I opened up the notepad and I decided I'm gonna come up with a plan. Now this plan worked for me and I'm really hoping it's gonna work for you if you're sitting here watching it, because I feel like you probably clicked on this video because you're trying to decide, how am I going to be able to get a client? How am I going to be able to get booked as a virtual assistant? Well, here is my step-by-step on how I did it. Number 1, salary range. Number 2, salary range. Number 3, salary range. Now you're asking yourself, Jordan, you just keep saying salary range. What are you meaning by salary range? Listen, you can network yourself, you can join all the Facebook groups you want, you can put your stuff out there on the internet, but unless you come up with your salary range, you're never going to make it. The reason why I'm telling you this is because when I decided, listen, I'm gonna figure out what I know I'm worth, but what is the least amount of money that I'm willing to take to be able to get my experience as a virtual assistant? For me, I decided that I want to end up making $35 an hour because that is what I'm worth and that's what I know I'm worth. But I knew myself I would take at least $15 an hour to do something to get my foot in the door as a virtual assistant. My very first job that I did as a virtual assistant was I worked for a call center. No, I'm not talking about cold calling, debt collecting, anything like that. I found a position that was $15 an hour that I would call nursing homes, hospitals, restaurants, and let them know that there is a product recall, there is a food recall. These are for like Cisco Foods, Gordon Food Service, US Foods, all this stuff. I literally was calling them to let them know. $15 an hour. That first week I worked for this client, I was able to get enough money to do groceries for a couple weeks, you know, all that jazz. Why am I telling you this? Because before I was not looking for $15 an hour jobs. I wanted to be a social media manager and I wanted to make $35 an hour. Well, guess what? Without experience, testimonials, you can say you can do whatever you want, but until you can prove it, they're not going to pay attention to you. So, what happened? I took that first call center job. I then, after getting the confidence and getting the experience, and then knowing that, man, as long as I keep this $15 an hour job, it's given me enough time to really dig down deep and find more opportunities. Bam! The next opportunity, $25 an hour. Bam! The next opportunity, $15 an hour. Bam! Another $25 an hour one. And bam! I got a local client that's $35 an hour as a social media manager. Within 7 weeks, I totally got booked, and I'm actually bringing on more clients as we speak. I have a subcontractor that I hired to work for me that does a lot of my graphics, and I also started with that first client I had. The first client gave me the opportunity to start my own virtual call center agency for them, and right now I have 25 virtual agents in my county that works for me. Do you get what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to do something that you don't want to do to be able to get to something that you do want to do. So friends, take it as it is. But if you are watching this and you have waited, you have lasted this whole entire time with me, thank you so much, I appreciate it. But before you go sign up for another quick 5 list on how you can get clients, that's going to tell you the same thing you heard from the last person that's trying to get you to join their Facebook group that they need your email address from. Take some of my advice and sit down tonight and figure out what is your salary range as a virtual assistant. Let me know in the comments below if you try this and it works. Find me over on Instagram, Clyde's Daily Life. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe to this YouTube channel because I'm going to start bringing you content for your virtual assistant business, as well as I'm on a weight loss journey. I'm here to lose another 40 pounds. So I mean, thank you so much, guys. I'm super excited for this opportunity that I'm going to start producing content for you. And I just really hope that this touches somebody and that you too, if you feel like you are not getting anywhere with your virtual assistant career or your business, like, stay there. Send me a message. Let's start a conversation. Let's figure out what exactly you need to do to get those clients booked.